Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, members of the church. I bring to you some good news and some bad news. First, we are opening a new church in Cloverdale. We have now secured the building. We just got to sign the lease, and we are signing a 5-year lease on this building. The actual address will be posted later, and we will be having a grand opening for the church. Now, as far as legalities, people have been asking me about the legalities of the church and what we can do. Okay, I'm going to point out right now, we already know that the RCMP are checking out our page. We know that other police forces around the area are checking out our page. So this is what we're going to tell you. If you're listening to the RCMP, listen up very carefully. Under Section 2 of the Constitution of Canada, we have the right of association. That isn't guaranteed. It does not say we have a right of association. Is law applicable? There is no such thing as if the law is applicable when it's a constitutional right. The second right is the right of thought. We can think about whatever we want as long as we don't break the law in doing it, using it as a way to break the law. Thirdly, we have the right to travel this country and talk to people. And the fourth right, the right to celebrate our religion. The right to celebrate our religion with freedom, without the fear of prosecution. It says right in the Constitution, the way it's written is you have the right to celebrate religion without fear of prosecution. So therefore, the Church of the Holy Smoke is an actual church. Though we don't agree with government, nor do we agree with some of the laws of this country, but we will follow most of them. But as far as coming to our sacrament, we will not follow the law on that. And there is years and years, thousands of years of history of cannabis being used as sacrament in church or other religious ceremonies. We can establish, without a doubt, times of the Egyptians, right back to 25 BC, 2500 BC, the tombs have had cannabis in them. So if the argument in a courtroom would be cannabis has never been used, and the police try and say that in a religious ceremony, they're basically losing their own argument because we can prove it has been. The other thing is that they say the church has to be organized, and the church should be in other countries represented in other international states. We have a bishop of our church in Eugene, Oregon. That's not part of Canada. Therefore, we partially meet the criteria. The criteria says 3. Okay, let's think about Nimbin, Australia, who we are affiliated with. Nimbin, Australia, Eugene, Oregon, now Canada. Now Canada has many bishops in several provinces, and deacons and pastors. So if it comes down to it, we have the right. We have proven that we have the right, and we have proven international affiliation. We have also proven that we are a religious group that believes in the use of cannabis, and we are not going to back down. This will be a Supreme Court challenge. If the RCMP want to raid our church when we open, stand back and take a good look at the guy you're going to fight. I am not the church. The church is owned by every member. The church is owned by every member that has joined it. It's not just one person. To have a church, you have to have more than 3 people, as the King James Bible, where 2 or more are gathered in my name. Is that not what the Bible says? The Bible that the locals follow, the Catholic Church and everything? Well, we're more than 2. And we're standing firm. RCMP, City of Surrey, we respect you and we want to work with you. But if you challenge our right to use sacrament in our church, you are challenging us, and we will take it to the Supreme Court of Canada. Be forewarned and be ready. And remember this, 85 to 95% of all cases involving cannabis use that go in front of the Supreme Court of Canada is won by the defendant. There is also a legal precedent within Canada. In fact, in Alberta, another church using cannabis was recognized. So this is nothing new. And this has been going on for eons. There's several churches in the United States now that are recognized by the government. So if you want to battle, you pick the right church to take on. On our books, we have over 500 members. Yeah. So if you're going to take on one, you got to take us all on. This church is owned by its members. We follow Mother Earth, who owns the church and owns every one of us. Mother Earth has informed me and our followers that our right to use sacrament must stand, and we're ready to fight for her and ready to fight for our members and for every citizen of this country. We are going to open in Cloverdale. We have the building, we have the sponsors, and we have some big money behind us. I'm not going to tell anybody who's, because I don't want our supporters being harassed, especially the people that are putting up the money. These are great men and women, and they are fantastic friends of the church who believe in what we're doing. And once you find out who these people are, you'll thank them, because they believe in what we're doing, and so do I. I'm at a loss for words. I tried to talk to the RCMP several times now, and I've been referred to talk to media relations. I've been told that I should talk to other places, and Surrey RCMP detachment. And the officer that I was talking to, I believe his name was Constable Peterson at the Cloverdale RCMP, clearly stated to me, you remember that there was a raid on a dispensary excuse me, in Guildford and in Whalley? Was he attempting to threaten me? Was he attempting to say that if we start up, he's going to come after us? If that's a threat, we'll take it as such. But if it isn't, then it's a different story. We as a church must stand together and must be ready, because the Canadian government may come after us. Even though our beliefs don't coincide with theirs, doesn't mean we don't have the right for our belief. And Cloverdale is going to be the proving grounds. I believe in cannabis so much. I believe in what it can do for you, mentally, physically, and I believe it can bring moral change to a person's life, physical change, mental change. It can heal your heart and your soul. I believe in cannabis and its power. I was in a wheelchair for 4 years. A lot of people know that because of severe brain injury. I believe cannabis healed me. I have scars on my right leg where I have pins in my leg. I'm not supposed to walk, but I believe cannabis is the reason I'm walking. Cannabis is what this fight is about. They don't like us because we use cannabis. We celebrate cannabis. And we should celebrate it because it is one of the greatest plants on the planet. People ask me about medical marijuana. Well, first off, let's put something first and foremost straight. I don't support marijuana in any way, shape, or form. Marijuana is a Mexican word for let's party or get high. So therefore, I refer to this beautiful land as cannabis. And cannabis is what I believe in. The RCMP and the Criminal Code of Canada say that marijuana is illegal. Well, let them have their marijuana, let's get high, routine, stay illegal. But cannabis is a sacred plant, and we will stand up for its sacred right, because I know personally it can help people physically, mentally, morally. It can heal your heart, and it can do so much more. Physically, it can heal you. You can get hand lotions with cannabis in it. You can eat cannabis. You can make houses out of cannabis. You can make bandages out of cannabis. You can make clothing out of cannabis. You can do anything you can imagine in your home, including the wiring in your walls, can all be duplicated with cannabis. Isn't this a wonderful plant? Isn't cannabis the greatest thing in this world? And shouldn't it be marveled? And shouldn't it be used in a spiritual manner? Let all the marijuana users, medical marijuana users, continue on their way. But us cannabis users, leave us alone. We're not hurting nobody. And all we want is the right to celebrate our religion, to celebrate our sacrament. And if you can't handle it, stay away. If you don't like what we're doing, stay away, go away. But if you do, come and join us and stand up for what you believe in. I have met many people. I have given, and I've said this over thousands of times, I've given thousands and thousands of dollars worth of cannabis away to people that are in hospitals, to people that are dying. I've had 7 people now that have passed away. And you know something? The use of cannabis with these people made it so much easier for them to pass on to the next level of life. I believe strongly that if cannabis wasn't there for these people, they'd have had a terrible, miserable, mean death. But cannabis allowed them to enter a new realm without the fear and the pain. Cannabis is such an amazing plant, and we should really stand up for it. and worship it, and worship Mother Earth for giving it to us. We, the Church of Holy Smoke, do just that. And we will share our cannabis and our beliefs with anybody that asks. But don't try and shut us down, because you won't do it. We will not bow to the law. We will stand up for the law. And the law says you have the right to celebrate your religion without fear of prosecution. Section 2 of the Constitution of this country. Remember that. When somebody takes your cannabis away, go to your knees and say, Mother Earth, forgive these people. If they're RCMP, Vancouver City Police, whoever they are, ask forgiveness for these people. Get on your knees and pray to Mother Earth that she forgives these people for taking your sacrament. If the RCMP walked in here right now and took my sacrament, I'd pray for them. I'd love them, and I'd let them do their job. But I would say, forgive them, Mother, for they know not what they're doing. Forgive them, Mother. And every time a police officer does something like take cannabis, and you see it, go and pray. Ask Mother Earth to forgive them, for they know not what they're doing. We have a battle ahead of us, but it's a battle we are sure to win. We have a battle brewing with our cannabis fight, and I know for a fact we will come out ahead. We will survive. I've now had my leg broken, my arm broken, a brain injury, been shot once, open heart surgery. You can see the scar right from there to there. I've had a lot of injury, and I'm alive. Why? Because of Mother Earth. Because she kept me alive so I could start her church, and so that I could show the love and the compassion of our church to everybody. And that's what I plan to do. We have bishops that are working right now, deacons, and everything working right now to have our church open soon, and it will be. If anybody wants to know more, send me a message and share this video. Cloverdale, British Columbia, Canada is going to be the home of the Church of the Holy Smoke, the head home. And we will be spreading the news across Canada. And we are going to start churches across Canada, across Vancouver, Surrey, Delta, Richmond, Hope, Abbotsford, Saskatchewan, Ontario. Look out, we're coming. The Church of Holy Smoke, we're going to be all over. This is just the first stage of it. Canada, there's a new religion on the block. Respect us as we respect you. We'll have no problems. Disrespect us, and we'll see what the Supreme Court of Canada says. This is a warning video, if there's nothing more, to those that might want to distress us, those that might want to try and shut us down and disorganize us. It's not going to happen. We love you, but we will take you on. And remember, the RCMP, Vancouver City Police, Toronto City Police, whoever you are, wherever you're wearing your badge, we love you. and we care about you, and we want you to be safe. But if you take us away, try and take our safety away, we will react. We have a lawyer on standby, and he said he'd take this to the Supreme Court of Canada for us. Yeah, we've done a lot of work. I spent a lot of money setting this up. And if we didn't have our ducks in a row, we wouldn't be doing this. But we have our ducks in a row. So, a simple message: love us or hate us, we're here. And we're here to stay. We have our rights. And we're telling you, you have your rights too. And you have the right to celebrate a religion, something that you believe in, without fear of prosecution. And that's the biggest thing there is, without fear of prosecution. I love them words. You have the right. You have the right to celebrate your religion without fear of prosecution. My religion is Mother Earth. The same as natives have their religious beliefs, the same as the East Indians had their belief of their turbans. When the RCMP challenged them to take off their turbans, they stood up for their rights and fought and went to the Supreme Court of Canada. And I respect every member of the RCMP that wear the turban today because they stood up for what they believed in. I believe in it that much that I will stand up for it. So, I'm asking you nicely, don't challenge us. Stand with us. Let's support our communities. Let's build better healthcare systems. Let's build stuff that we can use for the community. And we'll work with you to try and help prevent crime, just like we did in White Rock. We helped prevent crime. We watched out for people. And even today, I watch out for people. So, if you take us on, you're taking on a big step. With that being said, I will say that we're hoping for our opening day of December 1st. And our grand opening will have live music and a bunch of other things going on. And we're asking all activists to join us. And let's do this together. And let's come to church and celebrate together. All people of this world, come to church with us. Use some cannabis with us and enter that spiritual high. And let's enjoy life together. Let's have our time together in church and show that the world, that Canada, Surrey, Cloverdale, the RCMP, and everybody else can get along without fighting, without hardship, without hatred, without jealousy, without fear. Let's show that we as a nation support all religions, regardless if you're the Catholic Church, the Protestant Church, the Mormons, or any other church. Give us the same respect. With that, I say goodbye, my friends, and I will see you again soon. I am Pastor Robin.